Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today we're going to make this card. It's a W fold card. So this is one that I just practiced on until I got how I wanted it. So it looks like that when it's folded, and it will look like that when it's open. So it will look like that from the top and that from the front. Very easy to make, no special tools needed. And you can just use papers from your stash, so you don't have to go out and buy anything special. So let me show you how I have made this card. So to start off with, you will need a base card that is 11 1/4 of an inch by 5 3/4 of an inch. Now in centimetres, I haven't put that on here, so in centimetres it is 28.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. So that's your base card. Then it needs to be scored. Now if you don't have a scoreboard, just mark it. I've got a biro here that does not work. So I just mark out the measurements where you need them at the top and the bottom, and then join those lines together to give you your score lines. So you will need to do the score lines. Actually, I'll turn my ruler that way. At 1 3/4 of an inch or 4.5 centimetres. The next one at 3 1/2 inches or 9 centimetres. The next one at 5 1/4 inches or, let me see, in centimetres, that's 13.5 centimetres. And then the last one at 7 inches, which is 17.7 inches. 17.7 centimetres. So 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4 and 7 inches, or 4.5, 9, 13.5 and 17.7 centimetres. So that will then fold that. So on your score lines, we're going to fold across. We're just going to basically zigzag it on those score lines until you end up with that. So that is then your card base. The next piece you will need is 6 by 3 inches or 15.2 by 7.5 centimetres. Score it at 3 inches or 7.5 centimetres. So you will end up with a square that is 3 inches square or 7.5 centimetres square. Then mat layers. So you'll need to cut one mat layer that is 5 1/2 by 4 inches or 14 by 10 centimetres. Cut 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 2 1/2 inches or 7 by 5.3 centimetres. Then cut 4 pieces that are 5 1/2 by 1 1/2 inches or 14 by 3.2 centimetres. Then decorative papers. So you'll need to cut one decorative piece that is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 of an inch or 13.3 by 9.5 centimetres. Then cut 4, so that's these ones, that are 5 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches or 13.3 by 3.1 centimetres. Now for these two, if you want to, I have just found a couple of little pictures and stuck those on there. But if you want to, you can measure it up and attach a piece of decorative paper if you don't want to use pictures. I just thought that was something a little bit different. Okay, so now we will put this together. So to start off with, in the two centre folds here, we're going to attach our mats and layers. So they will go in there. Now I've already attached my decorative paper to my matte paper just to save a bit of time. So we'll just attach those. And while I'm putting those on, I'll just let you know that I do have a Facebook group called Cardmaking for Beginners and Beyond. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome. Just click on the link, I'll add that in the description, and answer the question to join. And we're not limited to brands, so any branded, they must be branded products are allowed. And then you can share your creations with like-minded people and help, like if you're more advanced, you can help the beginners with hints, tips and ideas. Okay, so that's that. So now this one is going to get attached in here. So we'll just close that over. And we're going to pop that in here. Now you need to make sure you've got enough room for your piece to go on there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put these on first. So I'll attach that one. And put that on here. With a little bit of a border all the way around. And then the other one we'll put on this side. Okay, just put the glue on. So I'm just going to open this up so I can get them approximately evenly the same. So that will go there. So now what I'm going to use is a piece of double-sided adhesive. Now that's got to go on the inside. So I'm just going to add a strip of adhesive to the edge there. And another one there. You could use glue, but I don't want the glue oozing out over the wrong sides. So now we're going to attach those there. So I'll remove the backing paper, and again try and get it centered. If you want to, you can measure it. So this is, tip it that way. So it's just under the 6 inches. Now make sure I've got this the right way. Yep. So just slot that in there. Yeah, I think that's, whoops. So make sure that this edge here matches up with that edge there. So we'll line that up and then close that over, and then do the same on this side. So push it down and close that over, and that will give you that part of your card. Now we'll add the rest of the decorative pieces. So we're going to pop this one on here. So I'll just pop some glue on. And pop that into place. Now again, what I'm aiming to do with a lot of my cards is I'm trying to do it so you can make cards without all the special tools. But out of all the tools, what you really would need the most is a scoreboard and a paper trimmer, because they are the two that are used all the time. So occasionally I will do a tutorial where you need maybe a cutting die machine or an embossing machine. but I try and do most of them where you don't need special tools. Okay, whoops, it slipped. It's got it. And then this one will go in here. Pop the glue on. If you're adding glue, don't overdo it. Quite often, if you do too much, it will make the papers go all warped. And we'll push that down, and that's that one done. So that's it closed, and that's it opened, and that's it from the top. Now, if you wanted to, you could add your greetings and sentiments on the back, or depending on the papers you use, you could pop it in here so it will hide under the flap when it's closed. So depending on the papers you use, I don't really want to write on this, so I'm going to put my greetings on the back for this one. But that's it. So quick and easy and fun to make. Thank you for joining me. And hopefully we'll see you in the group, and please do feel free to share your take on what you see in my tutorials. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.